From Wayward Social in Marshalltown, this is Bobcat Live.
Welcome into Bobcat Live. We're inside at Rosie's today after the 74 inches of rain. We thought we would come inside today, but we're going to kick off the way we do almost every week. We are with Coach Adam Goodvin. Last week, it was a great homecoming week until it wasn't. Friday night loss to Mason City 42-17. But before we dig into that game, I'd love to look. Amazingly enough, we are a third of a way through the season. It seems like we were just talking about what to expect for the year coming in. Looking back from expectations, say mid-August to where we are today, how does it stack up?
Man, that's a tough question, but I think I think we're probably where we, I don't know. We're never where we truly want to be, but I think if I'm being honest, I'm really proud of our effort that we've put in. I think we're seeing a lot of good things both sides of the football, and again at the same time, I mean we still have a lot to work on. So these 3 weeks have flown by. Talking to Brandon earlier, I can't believe it's already Thursday right now, but here we are, and we're ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, and the way that I look at it, games only count when I'm in the state and the stadium. I wasn't here last week, so Bobcats are 2-0 in my mind. But breaking it down a little bit more on different sides of the ball, one thing that we have seen is kickoff coverages, especially in the first couple weeks, and returns, been a pretty big strength. Where do you see yourself in the special teams right now versus where you thought you might be?
Yeah, I think where we're at right now, even compared to a year ago, is a huge difference. I think our kids are starting to understand that this is a big piece of the game, and we talk about all three phases, and they're understanding, we've lost a game in special teams, and, last week we had, we were going up against a very talented group of kids with a lot of speed, good football players, and it can be tough at times, but, that's just another phase of the game that we've got to continue to improve in.
And so then you look at it just from running the ball, that's been a real strength this year, almost 300 yards a game on the ground. Even last week in defeat, you're up at 250. What can you say from year one to year two in your approach to running the football, and where do you see yourself at?
I think we're just overall more efficient within our run game, and I think that comes to just the experience and the more reps that we've had with our kids. And we're in year two of this, and we're seeing the big picture, and kids are executing, and we're just faster mentally processing what we see. So I think that's a big piece of it. But again, we've got to continue to get better at that. There's a lot that we need to improve on. The kids know that, and they're working at it. So that's what we're hopeful for.
And when you look at last year, you have Davis Ragland led us in rushing a little over 500 yards. He was more of that bruising back that could find the end zone. It's done a little bit differently this year. That big, strong battering ram isn't right there, but the top-end speed, the ability to see holes. What have you seen? They're going to be our guests right after this in Jamison Niehaus, who's under center, and then Tyler Anglin, that you move around from the B-back to the slot. What can you say about those two?
I think they fall into the understanding the whole picture thing, and they're processing things a lot quicker. And I think they're both good athletes, and they're able to get out in space and make the correct reads and trust their eyes and go make good things happen. And I think we've seen a lot of that, and I'm hopeful that we're going to see a lot more over the next 6 weeks. But they're smart kids, they're tough, and they love the game, and we'll work with them and very proud of their effort so far here early on.
And for Bobcat viewers, we never say this to the running backs, and Coach Goodvin will not say anything about it. I know him too well. Is both backs have a chance to eclipse last year's leading rusher for the season tomorrow night against East. It's within spitting distance, and if they continue on where they've been, there's a chance for it. Again, I won't make you answer any of that because usually you don't want to look ahead whatsoever, and you can't guess at stats. But there's a lot going on, so tomorrow night you may see two people pass what Davis did last year. One of the things that we've seen is, no, we don't throw the ball very much, but when we have, have, it's been pretty effective. 3 touchdowns on, I believe, 6 completions. 50% touchdown rate, not too bad. What can you say about the passing game and the efficiency of that?
Yeah, we'll throw when we need to, and we'll throw when they give it to us.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing to remember. I mean, week 1 with Ames, they had probably the best football player on the field at defensive end,
Yes.
and there's no way we were going to be able to protect long enough to hit some things through the air. And fortunately, we were able to be effective in the run game. And the next week we liked what we saw in the secondary. They gave us some man coverage, and we liked our guys. So it's a combination of things. And I think kind of what you said, our goal is to be very efficient in the pass game. We really want to, when the opportunity comes, take advantage of it.
Yeah, and it's all about that and defensively, or offensively, you don't need to do something. Why do it? And it's always running seems to be at least the safest bet. We flip to the other side of the football, and there's been some good things and some things that maybe haven't been as good. Looking at, we'll go a little bit rough first, and then we'll go backwards. It seems that Waterloo East, there were opportunities, though you handled them effectively, when linebackers or maybe your corners were in space, really struggled to tackle. And that came out last week as well. What are you hoping for the growth out of that and tackling in space?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we really got to get through to our kids is we can't just stand around and watch plays. We need all 11 guys to the football, and that's crucial. I mean, we play against some very talented athletes, and asking one kid to make a tackle every single play of the game is just insane. We've got to hustle to the ball, and the kids understand that. And I think that's just another area that we're going to continue to improve on. And we watch a lot of film, so the kids can see that too. So that's huge, and I think that's just the biggest piece of improvement that we need to put focus on.
And one of the things I love your perspective. You coach more hands-on the other side of the ball, but when you're looking at tape, is it an inexperience with some players, or is it a lack of physicality? Is it a combo of both? Is it not being in the right place? Is there something you can put your thumb on that you think can really help moving in the last 6 weeks?
As a coach, I think it's all the above.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of areas. It's never good enough. I mean, that's
Right.
the mindset we've got. There's always something we got to continue to improve on, and I think when you're dealing with teenagers, that's really hard.
Yep.
To get them to lock in and focus on what those area of improvements are, and then next week you find a new one, and then it's just kind of all over the place. So just trying to be consistent with our main message is kind of where we're at. I think the physicality piece of the game's got to improve for sure. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough. I mean, this is a physical game, and our kids know that. They know that. I thought we were very physical week 1. We showed that bits and pieces week 2, and then last week we weren't. So we've got to limit that as much as possible, the lack of physicality.
And last week as well, watching the KFJB broadcast, watching it on my phone, seeing second quarter down 14-7, made a big drive, and by video evidence, it should have been 14-14. Didn't happen. Fumble comes 3 plays later, and then kind of the floodgates open in that second half. What are some things from like a resiliency perspective that you really think that the Bobcats need to be able to grab a hold of?
Yeah, I think that was really the first time this particular group really faced some real adversity. I mean, it's when you get the ball in there and the opportunities are there, you got to take advantage of them and execute. And I think we were down there, and you can put blame here or there, but I think ultimately it just comes down to getting the job done. Doing your job and then going from there. So.
Yeah, so last time we played Des Moines East, I was just entering my 30s, and that was a long time ago. So we haven't played Des Moines East with many of these kids were 3, 4 years old. I think it was 2012 was the last time we played Des Moines East. Looking at they've got some big kids. They like to throw it around some. What do you know about East?
Yeah, they've got some size. They're really big. From the looks of it, I think they're trying to find a rhythm, a groove. I think offensively, Their quarterback's an athlete. He can run the ball and pass, but I just think they're trying to find an identity, which I think we've got to take advantage of that. I think this is a great opportunity for us to hit the reset button this week and really get after it from a physical standpoint. Defensively, they got a few guys going both ways. They don't change much as far as alignment goes, so we've got a good feeling as far as what we're going to see on that side of the ball. And it comes down to the basics, executing and trusting what you see and doing your job.
It is interesting that often it feels like just jargon when you say it's the fundamentals, but really every single sport, every single thing in life is just these small little building blocks and putting them together. So last week, Jameer Falls can do a little bit of the same. I've seen him play basketball, hit some big threes over and over. He's a good athlete. 14 of 15 through the air, was able to run it some as well, throw it around. You have a little bit different player, but some similar abilities to be able to throw it and run it. What is something that you can learn from failure to really maximize and turn into success here this week?
I think I go back to Monday when we met in the team room after last Friday's game. I mean, it was there's a lot on these kids' plate, and I don't want to make excuses for how we played. There's nothing there. I mean, there was homecoming week, all this stuff, but we really had to set the reset button in all aspects of what we're doing, and and focus on today. We want to be where our feet are, make sure we're getting better today, and then we'll do it again tomorrow. Resetting each day, playing every play like it's 0-0, getting back to the basics, and really honing in on the importance of playing physical football and doing your job and executing.
And in your 2 wins, you did start out strong. Looking forward to tomorrow night, which of course you can find here on KFJB-TV. But thank you very much, Coach. I know you've got a full evening, so as you exit stage left, we're going to bring in both Jamison Niehaus and Tyler England when we come back from the break. You're watching Bobcat Live inside of Wayward Social at Rosie's.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Pick up your 2025 Marshalltown Bobcat football roster t-shirt at adletengraving24.com. That's adletengraving24.com. Or stop by Adlet Engraving in Screen Print 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Good luck, Bobcats.
Welcome back in to Rosie's inside of Wayward for Bobcat Live. And I am joined by the aforementioned Jamison Niehaus and Tyler England. Jamison, of course, playing quarterback for the Cats, along with linebacker Tyler England. Moves around a little bit in that backfield and also plays linebacker as well. But first and foremost, Jamison, last year, you really made your impact on the defensive side of the football and backup quarterback. This year, you are making some impact on the defensive side, but a lot more of it's under center. How has that transition been for you?
It's really different. Last year I was really focused on defense. Practices I was waiting for defense.
Yep.
Now this year I'm ready for offense. I'm just more focused on it for sure.
Yeah, so one of the things, Tyler, looking at you, last year did some really good things, got injured late in the year, but I know I was excited. Brandon and I were both excited to watch you last year because when we had come to do broadcasts the year before and check some of the freshman stuff, at least once, if not twice a game, there would be this very fast kid just sprinting down the field for a touchdown, and we would say, who is that kid? And that kid happened to be you. So you looking at this year, coming back healthy, you've had a lot of success so far. What is your mindset from that running back position?
Just keep on going. I mean, I've had 100 yards every single game. I'm trying to keep that streak up. I mean, I would like to score more, but, I mean,
I would like you to score more. So if you score more, it'll make me happy too.
Yeah.
One thing, Tyler, is, and I'll talk a lot about it on broadcast, is one thing that I see with you, you have good vision, your feet are good, and you're also fast. What would you say the key aspect to your game is that you really work the hardest on?
Just being more patient, reading my blocks more. I mean, last year I was kind of just shoot and go, you know. But no, this year I'm really trying to focus on thinking more about where I'm going instead of just going through it,
And Jamison, for you, the big thing in the quarterback position, and week one it seemed like maybe quarterback was in quotes because even Max Prep had something out. You were not listed as one of the top quarterbacks, but top running back in the state is going from, again, that freshman team, you'd throw it around. You met Zane Moore on end of 30, 40-yard passes a few times. From a quarterback position now, heavily run, how do you look at that position right now?
I mean, I'm still a quarterback. I'm running the offense.
Yeah.
I really we bought into it this summer that it's a rushing offense. You know?
And so you've got a lot of – you've got some 5 base plays, but you're making a lot of decisions and a lot of reads. Can you walk through our audience, just say inside veer play? What are you looking at, and what are your decision makings, and how does it finally get to Tyler's hands?
Well, wherever Tyler lines up, if he's a running back, I'm reading the defensive line, I'm reading the farthest guy out. Yep. So if he crashes down, I'm keeping it. And if he comes straight up to get the slot guy, then I give it to Tyler.
Okay. And that really is, there is a lot on the shoulders as they read through that. But you did see week 1 and then week 2, the passing game had some big plays. You may not pass it a ton, but when you do, they're usually not dink and dunk. What are you looking for in those pass plays? And when do you see, like Coach calls them? Because a lot of times it'll happen second quarter, third quarter, after the run's kind of been effective.
Yeah, I just gotta stay ready and hit the easy ones. I missed a couple wide open. Normally they're wide open.
Yep. And so for you, is it just a sense of trying to be too perfect with the ball? Is it just getting excited you get to throw the ball, so almost like you anticipate it? What do you see is when you miss some of those throws, what happens?
It's just never seen anyone that wide.
Yeah.
It just gets scary.
Yeah, it's almost just right there. I get that 100%. So Tyler, looking at, and I've said this, is like I feel like, well, really both of you in this offense have the opportunity for 1,000-yard years by the time it's all done, because the awesome thing is we get another year after this with you all. Do you have personal goals coming into this year, and what are those?
For me personally, I was, after the first game, I was looking up the record of how many rushing yards Marshalltown has, and I was like, all right, that is one of them. I'm going to beat this goal. I mean, and the way it's been going out, I think I have a pretty good chance. I mean, I feel like if I just keep going, like everyone's telling me to, I think I can reach that.
Yep.
I didn't even know I was going to run in this much. I thought I was just going to give it to him.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, when you're reading it really what is you're focused on what does the defense tell you you're going to do. Yeah. And it's been telling you to run, and no one on the Bobcat side is arguing with that because you have 5 rushing touchdowns. But, Tyler, one thing that we have noticed is you will often start at that B-back and then run that a couple times and then get over to the slot. Mm-hmm. What do you think moving around in the backfield helps you with?
Moving to slot really helps me get out into that open field usually because, I mean, they're not really going to expect it where they're just me shooting out there, you know?
Yep.
And I feel like that's really my strong suit. The open field area is where I can really get going, and, I mean, they usually get caught off guard by it.
And so Coach said flush it, reset. New 3-game season. I know a lot of the high school level, you almost look at that season in thirds. And we're at the beginning of that second third. What is your goal as you go down to Des Moines? What are you looking for personally there, Tyler, and as a team goal? What do you think is the key to success?
I mean, win, obviously. Yes. But personally, get that 100 yards. I mean, more if I can. Yeah. But
it's just a pretty number. That 100 is a good number.
That's a great goal. And, I mean, just do all the little things right. Don't be the one to let down your team and mess up that little thing, you know.
How about you, Jamison?
No errors.
Yeah.
Too many last game.
Yeah, and that's those small little things that football field's 100 yards, a lot of opportunity for small errors in between that can derail everything. But tomorrow night on KFJB-TV, you'll get to see these two gentlemen, and I promise you'll probably hear a few touchdown calls with their names attached to them. Thank you so much, Tyler. Jamison, when we come back, we are going to go to the tennis court and talk to Coach James Christensen here on Bobcat Live.
Brown Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear. Choose from New Balance, On, Keen, Echo, and much more. Brown Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and European footwear, carrying multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff is available to give you a personalized experience and can find the right shoes for what you need. Brown Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown. With you every step of the way.
Craving something sweet and savory? Head to your Marshalltown Dairy Queen, 711 North 3rd Avenue and 2107 South Center Street. Try the blizzard of the month, the Reese's Caramel Craze. It's packed with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, salted caramel truffles, and rich chocolate shavings. But hurry, it's only here for a limited time. And don't miss a DQ Classic, 4-piece chicken strip baskets for just $7.49 all month long. All white meat strips, crispy fries, warm Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce. Get yours now at Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back to Bobcat Live inside of Wayward at Rosie's. And as you can tell, Coach James Christensen here, he is standing on a ladder. He's actually shorter than I am in real life. So, but no, here with Coach James Christensen, getting ready this tennis season, first time in the fall, but it is almost to the end. It is sprinted by, looking back at this season so far as we get ready for regionals Saturday in Marshalltown. Where would you stack this season up? What have been some big wins and maybe some things to build off of?
Yeah, it's been a really nice season, for our inaugural run here in the fall. You mentioned it being kind of a sprint. Absolutely, we had 16 matches in 33 days, which didn't give us a ton of time to practice or work on a ton of stuff once we got going. But the girls were up to the task early on. We stacked some real nice wins. Beating Ankeny, beating Southeast Polk. Those were a couple of our big wins early on, and then finishing up with a nice 7-2 win over Waverly. going into the postseason was great.
And you look at that have you found that fall season, does it bring any advantages versus being in the spring? Is there anything, going into this fall year that this actually isn't too bad of a deal?
I think the parents would all agree with me that the weather was a heck of a lot better. Playing in good tennis weather, no wind, no rain, no 30-degree temperatures. It allowed the girls to play high quality tennis and not battling the elements. Certainly a nice thing. It did bring in some of the heat related stuff as well. Keeping hydrated was huge for the girls this year, and we blew through a lot of Gatorade, but it was worth it.
Yeah. And so you look at, have you found anything that maybe has been maybe not a disadvantage, but getting used to, that it was a little bit of a learning curve switching up the season?
Well, I'd say the biggest thing is, just sharing the girls. Honestly, the other coaches here at Marshalltown have been fantastic. We've had a lot of girls. I think in our top 10, I think 9 of them were doing something else this fall, whether they were with cheerleading or with cross country or with the band, flags, you name it. We had a girl doing it. So just being able to share, I think there was a learning experience for the girls involved and for the coaches involved as well, just trying to get as much as we could out of the girls without overloading them.
And so you already talked about it, 16 matches, just over a month, plus being a part of other activities. It really feels like you have to put in a ton of work before the season because there's not a lot of time to adjust or tweak during the season. And you've been helping build that culture of tennis for quite a while. What do you point to in the off season, in between those two seasons, that you really focused on to get the girls ready for a season that's just coming up, and it was a few-month break?
Well, we probably only had a couple girls, honestly, with us through the summer. Ellie Downs, who we'll see, later on, was one of the main ones there this summer with us, and a couple of our girls that played JV. But we worked a lot through our Bobcat Tennis Academy this summer, just working on the basic fundamentals. Then another thing that helped, we have a lot of girls that played softball this summer, and were other sports as well, and just being competitive. And if you watch our team, we're not always the most fundamentally sound, but our girls absolutely get after it. They're super competitive, and I think that shows that they're in a whole bunch of other different sports and just love competing.
And you look at that, you had a good Ellie being one of those senior. We'll have Kate on after this. She still has another year after this. What can you say about that senior leadership from your girls' tennis team that was really beneficial for you?
Yeah, I'll start with Ellie. She was fantastic, early on in the season. This is my first time coaching girls, and I've coached the boys for a long time, and she gave me a couple nice pieces of advice early on, like, hey, coach, maybe don't do that drill ever again. And, that I took those to heart, and it was nice having somebody that I can trust, in that position. Georgia and Lilia as well, joining the tennis team really for the first time, just showing up and working hard and keeping things light and having fun. Then having Kate up at the top, just being an absolute dog, being super competitive. And, she brought it every single day for us. And, we had to always be on the A game when we were playing against her in practice. So it was a good thing to have.
And you bring up a good point. I got to play for a gentleman in college that I truly loved, a great coach, and for basketball. And I say played. I was very much on the end of the bench. Played a little bit, but not a lot. And then he would go on and won National Christian College Athletic Association national championship with the Manhattan Christian girls. And he would tell us, I am so glad I'm not coaching guys anymore. Girls are so much easier to coach. I enjoy it way more. Have you had that experience, or is there still hope for our gender?
I was a little worried about going to coach the girls. I knew the tennis part, but I hadn't coached girls before. I had heard things before, and literally had zero trouble. And the girls were super sweet. They got along with each other. They supported each other. We had to encourage them a couple times to, go over there and, cheer on their teammate, be loud and, get after it. But no drama. Everything was just lovely. And I think all the three of us coaches, Coach Lentz and Coach Bohan and I, just had a great time.
And so yesterday, Kate was on the brink of potential singles entrant into state. Didn't quite make it. But what can you say about the juniors overall year? You talked a little bit about her, but what can you say about her and getting to have her for another year?
Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible performance, to be perfectly honest. Scarlett Brown, the girl that ended up clipping her, is a good player, multiple-time state qualifier. Had beat Kate earlier in the year, 6'3", 6'2".
Yep.
And Kate knew she could do better. She knew that she could compete with Scarlett, and I don't know if Scarlett thought the same thing. Kate showed her a thing or two, had her running around all over the place. Kate's game is very much athleticism based, and she got to way more balls than I think anybody has this year against Scarlett. And Scarlett had her hand in our hip, and she was breathing deep in that second set. And Scarlett's a heck of a player. Just had one or two more shots. I mean, it literally came down to 2 points in that third set. But it was a great performance. Coaches were very proud of Kate and everything she was able to accomplish.
And my last question, looking over that roster, why do sophomores hate tennis? No sophomores on the roster.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. We looked at that at the start of the year, and we didn't really know a whole lot in July. Who all was going to be on the roster with all the flux and different sports going on. And it's a situation, that freshman and sophomore class. We have a lot of juniors that will do great things for us. But yeah, we're looking to reload. And our middle school program was really great this summer. Those girls will definitely help out next year for us, and we hope to recruit the hallways a little bit this year as well.
All right, thank you very much. When we come back, we will be with senior Ellie Downs and junior Kate Zandvik of the Bobcat tennis team. You're watching Bobcat Live here at Wayward Social.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Pick up your 2025 Marshalltown Bobcat football roster t-shirt at adletengraving24.com. That's adletengraving24.com. Or stop by Adlet Engraving in Screen Print 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Good luck, Bobcats.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Welcome back into Rosie's inside of Wayward. Great crowd out here. Thank you also for those watching online. But I'm lucky enough to be joined by senior Ellie Downs and junior Kate Zandvik of the Bobcat tennis team. And Ellie, I want to start with you. It's your senior year. It's almost point set match on your high school career.
Yes.
What has it meant to be a part of the tennis club? What are some memories you're going to take from here?
Yes, so this year has been really fun. It really hasn't felt like a senior season because I went straight from junior year to senior year tennis season. But I have loved to be a part of it. The whole thing has just been super fun. Tennis is like my main sport.
Yeah.
It's the only sport I've ever done in high school, and so other than cheer, but yeah.
What's more athletic, real quick, cheer or tennis? Because
definitely tennis.
Is it? All right.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely tennis.
So, from a tennis perspective, and being a senior, last year you're on a very good squad, competitive squad again this year. From a leadership perspective, as a senior, what have you learned about yourself? What have you learned about what it means to be a leader?
I feel like this year I really had to step up because I was number 6 on varsity junior year season, and I had to move up to number 2. It was a big change. But I feel like I stepped up very well to this change, and just my leadership role was just to encourage the team and just be the person that someone wants to come to like talk about things. I don't know,
well,
encouragement.
Yeah, and Coach Christensen was up here. Of course, his first time coaching girls. He talked about some of that, and that's a really important for a first-time coach. Yes, he knows tennis. Yes, he's coached tennis with guys, but really important. What did you see kind of being a coach on the court as he transitioned to girls tennis?
So I have done BTA, Bobcat Tennis Academy, with him since I was little. So his coaching style really resonates with me, and he's just been a good coach, and he's very one-on-one with us, and I really appreciate that because he helps us work on ourselves and also our tennis game, and he's really stepped up, and it's really been great.
And so, Kate, just looking as a junior, Ellie's now a senior. What would you say was important about Ellie and the fellow seniors' leadership for your development?
I think Ellie was a great person just to go to. She's always been so kind to me, and we have a great friendship, and I think that also helped us on the doubles court. We've played some really good doubles this year, and it was great to have Ellie by my side. I feel like both of us were good leaders to the girls, and we really tried to be that role model for them to look up to. And they can go and talk to both of us, but Ellie had that senior role, and she stepped into it well. So
that's awesome. So, Kate, yesterday, and we already talked about it with Coach, but Scarlett Brown beat you in straight sets. Very talented tennis player. But then yesterday, you had her on the ropes.
Yeah.
Looking at that, what was going through your mindset in that third set as it was touch and go there?
Yeah. I think mentally wise, it was definitely a mental game. Nothing really physical was going to help me beat her. It was more my mentality. Obviously, she's a great tennis player, hard to beat, lots of good, I can't hit a soft shot back at her, and she's a great player all around, but it was really just came down to mentally, getting all my shots in, not making mental mistakes, and hitting balls, into the net. I had to keep the ball in the court and keep it hard at her backhand, basically, because forehand, she can really rip it. So that was really the game plan for me, and then mentally staying focused and not losing track of where I want to be and how locked in I need to be to beat her. So
you talk about that mental side, and you talk needing a quick memory. You flip over to Saturday, and now you've got to be ready from a team perspective. How do you push past? Even though Scarlett Brown would have been favored, still disappointing. You had her on the ropes, not able to do that. How do you flip your mindset now to try to get to state via the team route?
I think it's just competing. I'm going to go out there and do the best I can. I'm going to try to uplift my teammates. Not going to be selfish. It's more about the team than it is about me, especially going from individual to team. Individual, you can be a little bit selfish, oh yeah, this is my time to shine. But for the team, you got to play your best ball and really try to uplift your teammates. So that's what I'm going to try to do this Saturday while still competing and doing the best I can.
So Ellie, you went up into that second player role. You now get to a chance to go to state on your home court. How important is it, do you think, having regionals here on a court that you know very, very well?
I love our courts. And they are really the best courts out of everyone. We have been to so many different courts, and a lot of schools just aren't as fortunate as we are to have just an amazing facility. But I love the fact that we get to play on our courts because we're comfortable with them. Yep. We practice on them every day, and we know the wind, and we know where the brightness is and stuff. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'm really glad that we get to have the opportunity to be on our home courts.
And so when you look at that and looking at how can people come out and support you on Saturday, what do you guys know what time and everything, how to come out and play? This is where you don't know. I should ask Coach.
I think it's 9 o'clock.
9?
I think it's 9. I think it's 9. 9 o'clock on Saturday at the Marshalltown. It's 10. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Marshalltown.
Well, to be fair, that we were talking about 9 o'clock as in Mountain Time. We have a lot of lot of viewers in Denver.
That's what time we have to be there for a warm-up.
Yeah.
So, 10 o'clock at the tennis complex. One of the best, if not the best, in the state of Iowa. And that doesn't just come from us. I've talked to a lot of people. Cedar Rapids Prairie parent was saying this is so much better. You know, we hear it from Waukee. We hear it from across. I even heard it from touring people around town that love tennis that are from different states about what a wonderful complex that is. But we have it because of the wonderful community and great student athletes like Ellie Downs and Kate Sandvik. So good luck to you guys on Saturday. Go Bobcats. When we come back, we'll flip it back to football here on Bobcat Live.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we take care of you like family. We're all about personal service, going above and beyond for our members. Whether it's home, auto, or other financial services, we're here for you. Take advantage of our always low interest rates or exclusive perks being a member can bring. Unlike others within personal services, at Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're all about that personal service. We find great joy meeting with our members to discuss their financial needs or big dreams. It's easy to become a member. Stop in today. Lennox Employees Credit Union, a family place.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Pick up your 2025 Marshalltown Bobcat football roster t-shirt at adletengraving24.com. That's adletengraving24.com. Or stop by Adlet Engraving in Screen Print 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Good luck, Bobcats.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live at Rosie's inside a Wayward Social. Great crowd out tonight. Thank you again for those watching online. But I am joined by Alan Mann, head strength and conditioning with Marshalltown, also assistant football coach. Let's talk quick about football, and then I want to dig into some tweaks you're making in the strength and conditioning program. A third of the way in. Really, where do you see the Cats at right now from we already heard from Adam from the head coach perspective, but from that assistant level, what have you seen so far a third of the way in?
You know, it's hard to be mad when, you know, you have more wins than you do losses, you know. Don't ever apologize for winning, and so far we've won more than we've lost, and I think that can get lost in everything that's going on because, you know, you're frustrated with maybe how we're doing in a few technique areas or you know, some kids go down with a few injuries. But, you know,
it's kind of the next guy up approach, and we just got to continue chipping away. But, happy with how the kids have been playing. I think we'll continue to take a 1% better approach each day, and we get another opportunity to go compete tomorrow, this is why we do all this preparation, is to go play, and excited to watch the kids go out tomorrow.
And the season's already a third of the way done, but you said, injuries can happen. There's the wear and tear of the football season, almost like none other sport. So strength and conditioning becomes a very, very important key to that, especially all sports, but football. Looking at football specifically right now, what is your mindset to get these athletes through a season as healthy and whole as you can?
Yeah, it's really hard. Nothing is 100% foolproof. We just have to do everything we can to limit those mainly small tissue injuries. Yep. Contact injuries, there's not a whole lot you can do for that. But right now there's a lot of modifying going on within the weight room. We do have, unfortunately, some soft tissue injuries. So trying to ease those guys back into things. But right now, there's not a whole lot that we change when it comes from an intensity standpoint. We're still trying to move a lot of weight. We are cutting back on volume, so instead of going out and doing 6 to 10 reps of something, we'll try and keep that 5 or less. And that's kind of the main approach. It's simple. Try and not overthink things, even though it's easy to overthink things. But we'll just keep hammering away at it, and hopefully we can keep those injuries down more than we have so far.
So I have two things I want to know. Who throws around the most weight, and who throws around a ton of weight that you wouldn't expect to in the room?
Oh, that's in season or out of season, or any kid?
Anytime,
Yeah. So out of all of our athletes here at the high school, Nick Wise, pound for pound, is our strongest kid.
That makes sense.
He's very impressive to watch. I'm excited to watch him go compete here this winter. I think he's thinking top of the podium with the way that he attacks his training. He's I'll probably wait till second semester to implement a few leadership lessons and try and put our kids in positions where they'll go lead the session. It's not so much on me. I know that makes a lot of kids very uneasy that they need to go lead the warm-up, or they're going to go lead a tempo set or something like that. But we will get to that point. I think it'll be super powerful if you can have a girl swimmer with 48 other kids and she's leading the warm-up, knowing that you have Jamison Niehaus or Tyler England, guys that go and play football and they're bigger, but you have someone that's playing a different sport leading that. And I think it goes both ways. I think it'll be very empowering when we get to that point, but it'll take a lot of work, and it'll put some kids in an uncomfortable position. But ultimately, what's more important than any of this is when they're all done and they graduate, they can reflect back and say that they enjoyed that experience and they're a better person because of those experiences. And that's where we're going to try and get to.
That's exciting stuff. And again, this is Coach Alan Mann, head strength and conditioning coach at Marshalltown High School, talking about unified weight training. We'll see more and more, and promise we will see the results on the field, starting already now, but moving in the years to go. As we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of junior high football, which I'm really excited about here on Bobcat Live.
Pick up your 2025 Marshalltown Bobcat football roster t-shirt at AdletEngraving24.com. That's AdletEngraving24.com. Or stop by Adlet Engraving in Screen Print 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Good luck, Bobcats.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
Alrighty, we are back in. You see there Coach Alan Mann chatting it up after his interview, but I'm lucky enough to be joined by Matt Butler. Matt Butler is the 8th grade football coach at Miller. Matt, thank you so much for joining us. I think this is our first time interviewing junior high coaches.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Really excited to be here.
I'm going to have you bring that mic a little bit more. So, yeah, perfect.
Okay.
And so it's really interesting talking about junior high because really we see the results. If you're just following Bobcat stuff on KFJB-TV, we get to see the kids after they've gone through that 7th, 8th grade year, often their 9th and 10th grade year, and then we get to see them. But you're right at the building blocks from 8th grade. What is your real goal and approach as a junior high coach?
Well, Coach Goodman talked to us about implementing the high school offense and defense, and so we're really starting from the basics. He gave us a list of plays that he wants us to really build on, the bread and butter plays. We always joke about which play is going to be run first. And so, the freshmen that we had last year have been built on the stuff that we've put in place. And this year's 8th grader, even better. They're just getting, 5 years of the same offense when they get to the varsity level is going to be a huge asset.
Yeah, we've already seen that big growth from the varsity level year 1 and year 2, just familiarity of it. And I know Coach Goodman says when you're digging into that flexible, and they say it's probably 3 years. So if you can get a sophomore who's now in their 4th year of running it from 7th, 8th, 9th grade level, it becomes very, very important. From a coach perspective, when a whole change where Coach Goodvin's play caller, at the high school level, but now you're kind of dictated a little bit of the plays to run. How much in your head do you think of, like, we're going to call this, I'm seeing this, versus, hey, this is what we really need to work on to develop?
We're really rudimentary. The high school does a lot of checks and stuff like that. So we're just worrying about the building blocks, the right step, taking the right angles on the blocking. The verbiage is all the same that we're using. And so we're really just trying to put into place of this is our offense. And, we're working really hard at it every single practice and every single day. So it's from when we first started to now, has just been a huge improvement.
And you've taught at Lenahan and junior high coach. What is it about that age group that seems to be, are you a glutton for punishment, or you just like that group? Because I like that age group. I think they're great.
It's tons of fun. I tell people that I don't ever work a day in my life. I go out there, I get to have fun with kids. And so that's really helped get numbers up at the middle school level. 6th graders, I'm already right now talking to them like, hey, you look like you could be really good in football. And so that just will help build the program as we continue on. But I just love hanging out with those kids, and not quite as smelly as the middle school and high school ones. But I love it.
It's it's really great. And one thing, a lot of people that may not be at the junior high games, may not know you through Lenahan, but they may have seen you on a court during the basketball season. It's often tied to Special Olympics. I just wanted to mention it a little bit here because we don't really dig in with our Special Olympics, but that's a tight-knit community here in Marshalltown. What has been your approach, and what's rewarding about working with a really, really tight-knit group of athletes?
We're really lucky. We were able to bring back adapted and Special Olympics into the schools. We have a unified sports activities, so we have peer helpers with special ed students, and it's just really rewarding for those kids to learn some life skills and working with some students that they wouldn't normally work with, and seeing those kids come out and be like, I might want to be a special ed teacher. I've had a conversation with a student about that, and just trying to build that bridge between those. And those the students are great. They work as hard as just as anybody else, and having them have that opportunity to showcase themselves is really rewarding as well.
Yeah, and my wife and I are guardian our nephew, adult with special needs, so Special Olympics and those things are very near and dear to our heart, and so I just wanted to make sure that we gave some space to that. And Matt, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for investing in the next generation of Bobcats that we'll see here on KFJB TV. So when we come back, we're going to even drop it one more level. We're going to go to 7th grade football coach Michael Hines. You're watching Bobcat Live here on KFJB TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back to Bobcat Live. Thank you so much for a good crowd sticking around, and we have got a crowd up here as well. We're a full house up front. We are joined by 7th grade football coach Michael Hines, along with a couple 8th grade studs that played for Coach Hines last year. We have Abel Stevenson and Tayden Butler with us as well. So, Coach Hines, I want to start with you. Coach Butler was able to talk about what it is for that 8th grade implementing the offense. You get even that step right before that 7th grade. What joy do you find, or where's your joy coming from to coach that level of football?
Well, I think it's a lot about progression. You know, we are really building a great program here, and we start in February. Yeah. We do OTAs. And then the summer comes along, and we had a very significant amount of people lifting weights, running with Coach Mann and Coach Christensen too. So we were very pleased with that. So that just leads into the fall camp, and of course I coach a 7th grader, so that's kind of a tough crowd to coach sometimes.
Yeah.
So you never know what you have until maybe when the pads come on. The first week of practice was pretty good. I have 30 kids right now, and I hope to finish with 30 kids. So I don't allow kids to quit.
Yeah.
So, and everybody's got an individual thing. So it's a lot about a progression. It's not so much about the win columns. Our first game was at Fort Dodge, and we didn't play very well.
Yeah.
They came out with about 75 7th graders. Here we were with 30 kids, so had no idea what we were going to do. So game ended pretty bad, but we regrouped, did some walkthroughs. I'm kind of a hands-on guy.
Yep.
We watch film sometimes, but sometimes those kids, they don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, so that takes a while to develop. But it was a night and day thing. We went to Mason City. Long trip. Kids did great on the bus and everything. And it was 26-14, 14-14 at halftime.
Yeah.
We were physically dominating them.
Yeah.
And we had not done a whole lot of tackling.
Yeah.
So I was very impressed with that. So I see a lot of progression. So that's what I really get out of the 7th grade program. And then I pass them on to Coach Butler and his staff. So it's really good.
And you've done that with these two gentlemen. We have Taden Butler and Abel Stevenson here. What can you say about these two young men? And then we're going to hear it from them as they've jumped into 8th grade.
Yeah, they're very dedicated athletes. Yeah. They're serious athletes, and they know what they want on the field. And you know, Abe's a great quarterback, and I'm not sure what this young man even plays anymore because you know when you see growth, you know you may be a defensive end in junior high, but Coach Goodman may say, you know, you're a linebacker. So I really try not to spot kids on positions at that early. So, but I can kind of tell what's going to be coming up in the future. So, but yeah, these kids are great. They have the right attitude to develop a winning program.
And you look at that. I'll start with you, Taden. Just playing football now, playing for your dad. How have you grown from Coach Hines and growing in? What does football mean to you?
Football is just having fun, hanging out with friends, and getting better.
And you get to hit people without getting in trouble. So that's a pretty good deal as well. So, Abel, how about you?
Yeah, just shows a lot about the discipline aspect of the game, how hard you work, just the consistency of showing up every day. It's easy to quit on your team, and after a loss, just throw it all away, and you got to really stick there, and it shows a lot about the type of person that you are.
And I just want to thank you guys for the time, and I'm looking forward to calling these kids' games here in a couple years. I know we've chatted back and forth a bit about this future Bobcats coming through, and it all starts, and it even starts before that 7th grade level, but this is the building blocks to the young men and women that we will be cheering on for the next 6-7 years, and will just be the new generation of Bobcats. Yes, I know I just said 6-7 as I'm getting a lot of it out there. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm old. So we're going to 6-7 into the next break, and when we come back, I'll wrap it up.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Welcome back in as we wrap up Bobcat Live. Thank you so much for all our guests here, Coach Goodvin. We had Tyler Anglin, Jamison Niehaus. Thank you to James Christensen, Kate Sandvik, along with Ellie Downs and the tennis crew, Coach Alan Mann, along with 7th and 8th grade football coaches Matt Butler and Michael Hines, along with Tayden Butler and Abel Stevenson, your future Bobcats that you'll be hearing a lot about here on KFJB-TV in the years to come. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night as the Bobcats look to go 3-1 against Des Moines East.